And we are live. Good morning, everybody. It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world. Ex-truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben. Today's show is going to be interesting. Mind you, for those of you on Patreon, those of you on what's the place I'm on? On Substack. For those of you on Substack, Patreon, and FGTV, we got about a 2.5 hour show, guys. So get ready, because after the first half hour, we drop YouTube. After the second half hour, we drop every other platform except the private server platforms. And then we go into the 1918 influenza outbreak. All right. My friends, this has all happened before. I've told you that in the past. I'm going to show you how in 1917/18, exact same thing, a pandemic that starts at a military base in Indiana. Military base. Huh? Then sweeps the country. They shut the economy down. Everyone's masked up. Everyone's dropping like flies, supposedly. Mass graves in New York. It's pandemonium, folks. In 1918. Then in 1920, when Everett comes out that it was all bullshit, that's when they had the Red Scare and shipped all of the communists and all the progressives out of America. Wait a second. Didn't Trump say something about his first priority last night with Tucker? What was his first priority? That's right. Shipping hundreds of thousands of people out of America. I wonder who he's talking about. Couldn't be all the Chinese people flooding the southern border. Nah, sure it's coincidence. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin. My friends, if you don't realize that the Bitcoin was created as a weapon against the deep state, then you don't understand Bitcoin. Now, was it marketed that way? Oh, absolutely. It was the answer to the 2007-2008 crisis, the great financial crisis. It was a response. But people think that it was, just happened to be created at exactly the right time. happens to be eerily similar to some of the code prior. All they did was add some code that got rid of the double spend. Well, see, that code existed already. That piece of code that Satoshi Nakamoto implemented on SHA-256 already existed in the military. Because remember, SHA-256 was created by DARPA originally to authenticate military communications in Vietnam. It was an authentication code. Well, the SHA-256 that Bitcoin runs on, the code that Satoshi Nakamoto added in to it was not hard code. Because all they did was give each node its own validation ability at a higher speed. That's it. And the internet, see, it prior to 2009, 2008, the global internet was not fast enough for validation, which validation is what's required for the double spend code to work. All of the nodes had to validate in a certain period of time so that the double spend code could activate or help to activate the block resolution. My friends, this was all, think about it. Do you think that Satoshi Nakamoto just happened to pick the number 21 million? Just, why didn't he choose 20 million? Why didn't he choose 22? Because 21 million it synchronizes with the, this is going to get a little woo-woo for a second, but that's okay, because it's true. 21 million at a frequency rate is harmonic with most of the entities in nature. All right. If you've watched Cliff High, how many times per second does reality flash in and out? Bueller, which allows movement and motion. How many times? 21 trillion. Well, that's odd. Huh. And that's a mathematical calculation actually based on the harmonics of the earth. So you think Satoshi Nakamoto, out of, just why not 21 million? And 21 trillion is the flicker rate of life. Everything's cyclical in nature. Everything's a cycle. Well, what's another name for a cycle? Don't think of a circle, think of a frequency. A frequency has a cycle, up and down, up and down, up and down. The larger the frequency, the slower the cycle. The smaller, the faster the frequency, the smaller the cycle. All right, you follow me? See, everything in our reality either is a sharp, think of a piano, is either a sharp or a flat. Now, in magnetism, we call it positive and negative. All right? In music, it's flat or sharp. All right? It's harmonics. It's harmony. All right? You take a magnet and another magnet, and you have them face opposite ways, they draw together. That's the harmony of the magnet drawing together. Harmonics is a frequencies that harmonize, stick to each other. It's what makes us us. Your DNA frequency harmonizes with each other. It's why whenever you get a cut that bleeds, blood not moving clots. That's the harmonizing of the blood. Because if it's moving, it's generating energy. It's generating frequency. We know that as a pulse. That's our heart. Well, as soon as the blood leaves our body and it hits oxygen, and there's more oxygen frequency than there is blood frequency, the blood clots. And that's the harmony of the blood cells gathering together. See, what the powers that be haven't taught people And it's why they threw out Einstein, all right? All right, it's why they rolled out Einstein and his E equals mc squared, theory of relativity bullshit, is that what we know as gravity, that thing that Einstein can't explain with mathematics, is harmony. Gravity is just harmony of frequencies. See, my friend, you want to know a little secret? Here's a little secret, right? You ever heard of the fountain of youth that the Spanish were looking for in Florida? You know what it is? You know what the fountain of youth is? As soon as I say this, you're going to understand. It's the Bermuda Triangle. It's the water in the Bermuda Triangle. It is the perfectly harmonized water of healing human bodies. That's what the Bermuda Triangle is. It is the one place on Earth right now. This is going to freak you out more, but I just have to tell you the truth. Right? I did a video a while back on a place called Skywalker Ranch. Or no, Skinwalker Ranch. That's another location on Earth that has a certain frequency. And that's why weird things happen on that ranch. Question. So that's why the Bermuda Triangle has been kept a secret. Yes. If you could, if they would give you access, all right, hang on a second. Let's go to Google Earth. All right. All right. All right. Search Bermuda Triangle. All right. Hang on a second. Let me put this over here. All right. Now let me close this. You guys ready to see some cool shit? Share screen. Google Earth. Share. Now, let me go down here. All right, this is the Bermuda Triangle. Notice, right? Let me scroll out some. Notice, wow, there's no islands there. Oh, wait a second. Where we go? Oh, wow, wait a second. The Bermuda Triangle is, wait a second here. You're telling me that the Bermuda Triangle, wait, that's Florida right there. Hang on a second. You can move that up there. Move that up there. Move that up. There we go. Now we have a more accurate view here. So you're telling me that the Bermuda Triangle is right near all of these? Wait a second. It's right by Turks and Caicos Island? Wait a second. Hang on a second. Where was Epstein's Island? Where was Epstein's Island? Oh, I'm sure it was nowhere near this. And surprisingly enough, right, what are all these lines here in the bottom of the ocean? That's a strange looking straight line, isn't it? What are all these lines? So weird how all these straight lines are all over the place. Well, wait a second. There's Well, hang on a second. That doesn't make any sense. If Bermuda's way the fuck up there, why do they call this, right? Here's Bermuda right here. Why do they call this way the friggin' fuck over here? So let's see. That's Bermuda. Oh, there's a Bermuda Triangle way the hell down there. Right by, the Bahamas. Why don't they call it the Bahamas Triangle? Well, that is so odd. Now, why is there, you see this line right here, folks? Why does that line, let's follow that line. Where's that line leading to? Oh, that line's leading right to Bermuda. Interesting. I'm just throwing this out here, folks. Oh, you know what? Let's search for that. Let's do a little search for Little St. James. I wonder what we're going to find. Little little St. James. Well, hello, little St. James. How are you? Now, let's scroll out. Wait a second. Here's the Virgin Islands. The Virgin Islands. Well, hang on a second. Was it the Virgin Islands where the slave trade would bring all of the young children and where all of the European and Spanish brothels were at? I wonder why they call it the Virgin Islands. I'm sure it's just happenstance, right? It's so weird how this all just, oh, wait a second. This is also odd. Also odd. I find it just very, very, very odd. Don't you? Mike Bloomberg has a house on Bermuda. Oh, that's interesting. See, my friends. Oh, and for those of you watching who has heard, let me ask you a question. All right, then let me scroll out some. All right, you see all these, you see this line that runs around the earth? This big, huge line. Oh, wait a second, look. Ah, there's Antarctica. This big, huge line that runs around Earth. It's almost like stretch marks, isn't it? I find this so fascinating because when you look at the ocean as a whole, you start to realize something. That there's a lot of straight lines in the ocean. Isn't there? Isn't it odd how many straight lines there are on a ball? And isn't it odd? Think about this. You see all these straight lines around here? It's almost like all of this, all of the land masses were at one point one big ball. They all fit. Wait a second, that would slide over there. You see what I'm saying here, folks? See, this, all of this would slide right into that. But this here, wait a, what's this big line right here? Wait a second. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought they told us that this here, Brazil and South America, I thought that this was at one point just connected to this. Wait, but looking at the ocean, all the lines in the ocean, it's almost like the earth got bigger right here at the line. Isn't that odd? It's almost like originally the earth was smaller and it got bigger along these lines. Well, hang on a second. Let's look at what these are. Oh, wait a second. It looks like there's material coming out of the cracks of the ocean that are going in separate directions, and the earth is getting bigger. Huh. But somehow it got separated. I wonder what would make an earth grow. Wait a second. What if, oh, hang on a second. Sorry, YouTube. We gotta let you go. YouTube won't let me talk like this.